Merry Christmas, YouTube, and good afternoon. I'm still at Twin Creek MetroPark in the old Camp Hook Boy Scout section of the camp on the purple white trail. I'm on the eastern side of the trail, and I'm going to probably take this video till I get down close to Lake George, or I don't know why it's called a lake. It's really a pond, but whatever they want to call it. But I always enjoy good views when I get a chance to film that whenever I come down here. Definitely beautiful weather. Muddy outside, you know, because of the rain yesterday, but it's pretty nice weather. As I've mentioned before, I love at this time of year how you get the beautiful, views of the woods, when all the tree and leaf cover is down, or at least 95% of it, because there are a few trees that do maintain their leaf cover, but not many. But it's one of the old campsites that the park system decided to maintain. The Boy Scouts had. They maintained 3 of them: Little Turtle, Tecumseh, and Geronimo. And they have a Pine Ridge backcountry campsites, a trail that connects up to the camp, to one of the campsites. Yeah, because I think I heard if there was like 15 of them here, but much of what the Scouts owned here was, later was demolished after they had closed up the camp. And the stories that I've heard, that a lot of the stuff that they couldn't get to, like with the machinery like this down here, and that might have been built by the Civilian Conservation Corps. They have stuff similar to that at Taylorsville, and I believe at John Bryan too. And the reason why they didn't get stuff like that is because the demolition equipment could not safely reach it. So they left a few remnants of the old camp, but not a whole lot. The Scouts still use their old camp. Sometimes they just don't maintain it anymore. But there is talk of eventually where they might reopen the Thunderbird Trail, but there's a couple different issues with that, and I really don't know if it would be a full restoration. The old Devil's Gate or Devil's Backbone Trail was pretty steep, and it would probably need steps to go up it. In the park system, from what I've heard from one of the workers, they're trying to get away from using steps, but I really don't see how else they could really do that trail. And then really they would have to have at least a week or 2 of dry weather, because it would have to be dry enough to get all the wood and other things down in there to do it. It'd be nice, but I don't really know if and when that'll ever happen, because the stories that I've heard, that you used to have to carry your sled up that hill as a Boy Scout, which I've heard was pretty darn, which judging from the looks of it was pretty darn steep. I was here about a month ago when it was dry, plus I didn't even want to attempt to go up that hill. And it just, yeah, I don't know. probably if I would have had a hard hat on and maybe some poles, I would have probably had attempted it, but I unfortunately see that being an issue as far as being able to make a full restoration of the trail. But I really don't know what all the issues are, but I would love to know, because I mean, I would love to help them restore the trail if it's possible. I really don't know how serious the talks have gotten between the park system and the scouts about reopening it, but it would definitely make this park probably the best. It would probably make this park have the best trail system out of any metro park, because the old Thunderbird Trail was a 6-mile trail, and you've got 6 miles of the Orange Trail between Chamberlain and Eby, and a few of the other trails that crisscross it. So that would be a wonderful restoration. It would be nice if it happened, but I just don't know what it's going to take for that to happen. Because, you know, as I mentioned before, I'm pretty sure most of this that they used, they just tied into parts of the existing Thunderbird Trail and decided to maintain the parts that they felt were most viable for the park system to actually maintain. I know they got some Order of the Arrow signs back here somewhere, which is an A and a O in like orange and white, but I just never have happened to actually notice it yet. But hopefully something can happen with it in the future. Yeah, and I think I will go over to Lake George and do a little video, because I know a couple of my regular viewers, they always enjoy my videos down by the water, and I always enjoy taking them and getting some relaxation down there as well. But that's it for this one. There's Lake George.